Hi guys, so yesterday I released my model or simulation of coronavirus spreading. It was fun to create it. And today I was talking with a friend of mine, and he's a 3D modeler. And he challenged me to create a model of the coronavirus. I know everybody's done that and 100 times over, but I am having fun. It's creative. I'm learning something, and hopefully you will too, because I decided to like record it, obviously. So you are a fan of 3D modeling, or do you want to learn anything about Houdini? You can even download it for free because this is the apprentice version, and you can play with it. So I've decided to do it in Houdini, and we'll see how it ends. So let's do the coronavirus 3D model. Yeah, just for fun, okay? It's not supposed to be like realistic, obviously. So I have this empty scene with the two lights. I always start with lights. I just skipped that. Creation is a one-point light and distant light. So let's create a geometry. So geonode. I will call it very creatively Corona. And we will start with sphere because it is a sphere-like virus, as all viruses, basically, almost all of them I've seen. And it will be a polygon mesh. I will just copy this parameter and paste it as a reference to change these two as okay. So, and I want a nicer geo, so I will remesh it. I always do that with spheres. So this is our geo. So we will have this like center of the virus, which is a sphere-like, and then these, I don't know how to call them, tendrils or something that go outside of the virus. And we will basically generate them from this sphere as well. So although they will be a separate geo, but I will use this to basically for the distribution. So I will use the scatter node, which will generate all these points on our sphere. And then I will, let's create a circle. I will use this circle, okay, I need a smaller circle obviously, to copy them across all these points. So geo, okay, we have all these circles, but they all have the same like normal, so they need to take the normal of the sphere obviously, but the sphere has no normal because by default in Houdini the geo doesn't have normals, so we need to generate the normals from the mesh. Okay, now the mesh has the normals, and the copied circles automatically like rotate themselves to the correct normal, and we still need to make them smaller. Okay, and maybe, just maybe, a bit less. Now we will use an extrude node, poly extrude, to generate the tendrils, or how do you call them? So these are the tendrils. Nice, but too uniform. So what we'll do is I would use a WAP basically, but you can do this with attribute wrangle, attribute wrangle, because here you have these local control properties, the attributes. So I will use this attribute with the zscale attribute on the component that will just multiply it with the distance. There is no zscale defined, that's why the distance is basically driven by this, but we will add this zscale attribute to the geo. So it's a float attribute, it's zscale, and it will be random. We will okay, rand. We will take the point number, and we will create the seed parameter. Let's call it seed, doesn't matter. Okay, so we will need to check these two primitives. And as you can see, there is this, the zscale is already there, but there is no seed. So let's just create it, and you can see we have all these different seeds. So we have now randomized tendrils. What we need first, I will add a merge node because I need to see the sphere because it's my OCD. I don't know why, and we will take this this original sphere, which will be basically a center of the model. Okay, that we didn't want that. We just want this one. It's taking all of them. I have no idea. Okay, just this one, and let's take this. Okay, and let's switch to the merge. Now we see the final finished model. Okay, what we need is, because we need these tendrils to have a bit more. We don't really need these small ones. So we add a special function that's called the fit001, which will basically limit the zscale between the two parameters, basically min and max. So okay, this is it. Let's start. Now you can see that we have minimum and maximum random random value. Still, as you know, that the virus doesn't have these cylindrical kind of tendrils, so we will just use. I would again use a VOP node, but let's use just the poly extrude, and we can just play with it. For example, we can use a bit more divisions on the extrusion, so it will be divided here on the extrusion side. So and we can also set the inset a bit higher because the end should be bigger than the beginning. And now we can use the spine control with the thickness ramp, and it will introduce a little bit more organic shape to this. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why, but my mic just got dropped, so I had to reconnect it. So this is a bit more tendril-like, mushrooms, mushroom-like. Okay, now we just need to. I will I will use this to have it more randomized. Now we just need. What do we need? Okay, like this. I need to like a bit random noise to the whole thing to add a bit of noise. So I would use VOB, but we can use the mountain. What it does, and as you can see by default, it already randomized the sphere. But we don't really need such a huge randomization. Just a bit. You can play with it. I will randomize it twice basically. So I'll add a mountain node as to this as well. it goes haywire, but we can just scale it down. It will be a bit of randomization here. Okay, now what we'll do is subdivide. Okay, I'll add a color as well to the whole model because I like my virus green. But I will use a subdivision to smooth it up. That's it. Okay, I'll switch to the smooth wire shaded. Oh, wire shaded. Okay. And now I will add one more mountain because I like it. And we will just randomize it on the okay. One more. Once more. Okay, basically, and that's it. I've created a material for this. Let's hope it will look somewhat believable or uh, it's here in my material now. It's a Corona material, basically a principal shader with a few stuff like subsurface scattering and stuff like that. So let's add it to the object. And let's render it out. And we'll see what it looks like. Okay. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. You can play with it, obviously. It was just fun stuff to do a corona virus with a few nodes, basically. You can add a bit more like noise there. You can play with the materials. You can obviously fix the stuff that sometimes it goes out of the, for example here, it goes out of the model. It's easily fixed. But since this was supposed to be a 15-minute max video, I will end it here, and you can create your own Corona stuff and send me the picture. So see ya guys. If you have any problems with this setup or anything, or you are interested in something from like Houdini, just ask me in the comments. Thanks guys, and see ya next time.